There it is, okay. Okay, I'd like to welcome you to the Lunenburg Zoning Board of Appeals. I'm going to tell you how the hearing will proceed, but first I have to give a public notification. This hearing is being recorded in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, and you'll please be advised that this meeting will be broadcast live through local access cable on Facebook Live on the Public Access Facebook page, and will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Public Access YouTube channel within 24 hours after the meeting. To participate remotely from a computer, go to the Zoom meeting. Computer and app users may use the raise hand feature to request to speak. And with that, I will introduce you to the board. To my left is Lisa Normandin, the board secretary. I'm Alfred Gravel. This is James Bezikowski, Han Winthrop, Patrick Callahan, and Don Gurney. The way the hearing will proceed is Lisa will read the application and any other submitted communications. The applicant will have the opportunity for comments on the application or submission of additional documents. You will please come forward to the mic, give your name and address. Board members will have the opportunity to ask questions that they might have on the application while you are at the mic. There will be a public comment period. If anyone would like to speak, they have to come forward, give your name and address all comments and questions to the board. The petitioner is seeking a special permit for a dimensional variation for the lot frontage. The property is located at 41 Country Road, and with a special permit for dimensional requirements, there are a few more findings, and they are: the permit may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and without nullifying or substantially degrading from the intent and purpose of the bylaw. The specific site is an appropriate location for such building or alteration. The proposed building or alteration is compatible with the existing neighborhood regard to size, location, and architecture. The granting of the special permit will not adversely affect the neighborhood. The granting of the special permit will not unnecessarily diminish the available light, air, sunlight, and other amenities, and there will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians. And with that, I would ask Lisa to please read the application.
This is an application for a special permit for dimensional variation, Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 9, Zoning Board of Appeals. The name and address of the applicant: SNR Construction Concepts, 10 Rustic Trail, Groton, Mass. 01450. The undersigned hereby makes application as follows: a special permit for dimensional variation. The proposed use has begun. The basis for this application is found in the following section of the Lunenburg zoning bylaw, Section 83214A. The street address of the property is 41 Country Road in Lunenburg, assessors map 14, parcel 11. Name and address of each holder of legal title to the land, which is the subject of this case, is SNR Construction Concepts of 10 Rustic Trail, Groton, Mass. The deed is recorded in Worcester Northern District Registry of Deeds, Book 10515, page 203, and recorded February 16th, 2013. If the undersigned has any knowledge of a prior appeal, application, or petition concerning the land or building involved in this case, describe the case and the dates involved. In March 2020, a special permit was approved. Work started, was told after, for COVID relief time, the special permit had expired from the building inspector. So that is why the applicant is before us today. Special permit questions and answers are as follows. Will the proposed action be injurious or dangerous to the public health or unduly hazardous because of traffic congestion, danger of fire or explosion, or other reasons? The response is no. B, will this action have a material adverse effect on the value of land and buildings in the neighborhood or on the amenities of the neighborhood? The response was no. Will the proposed action be operated with reasonable regard for order and sightliness if an open use? The response was no. And D, will the proposed action produce noise, vibration, dust, odor, heat, or glare observable at the lot lines in amounts clearly detrimental to the normal use of adjacent property? And the response is also no. And this was filed June 2nd, 2023 by Scott Bonapane of 10 Rustic Trail, Groton, Mass. In the application, I have added the special permit that was granted in December of 2020. There is also a list of abutters that were all notified 2 weeks prior to tonight, a site plan showing the house location and grading plan, and there is also building plans for the house itself. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
With that, I would invite the applicant to come up to the mic. You may add anything that you would like to.
Scott Bonapane, SNR Construction. Like she said, we had already started. The well is in, the septic is in, the foundation's dug. I got an email in the beginning of June saying the permit was no good after I applied in April for a building permit. So there's been some time that's gone on. Something fell between the cracks. And I'm here before you now trying to get a special permit.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the history was, this originally was before us in 2014, and then there were several times that we granted a extension, and so you just bought it in February of this
I
year.
bought it in February when I was under the impression that the last special permit, which was recorded June 6th, 2020.
2020, correct.
Yeah, and the hay bales and silt fence were put down December 6th, which I have documentation of 2021, which would be within a 2-year period. Conservation site work, started talking with the town about the Board of Health for the septic system, got on an agenda, went to a special meeting, got it approved, put it in, then found out that this permit is not, under his interpretation, valid.
Okay, so did you put the well in as well?
Yes.
The well is in, the septic is in, and you said the foundation is
Doug, it's
done.
Doug,
Is that just real recent?
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. All
Oh, it
right,
was Doug, we did the septic back in March, and we dug the foundation at the same time.
okay. You probably don't know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. I remember back the last time there was some issues with taxes. Do you know if that's all been cleared up?
They're all paid.
Everything's cleared
That was
up?
That was an error.
Okay, all right. All right, I'll open it up to the board if they have any questions.
I don't have any questions. I feel sorry for you, knowing that you started out
unfortunate
with
situation
the
for everyone.
anticipation of going forward and have to do this again, so good luck.
Mr. Chairman, all right, so I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to understand the timeline. I'm looking at this December 15th, 2020, the reissuance of a special permit for dimensional variation. That would have expired 2 years from that date, which would have been December of 2022, correct?
Yeah,
And you bought the property several months later, and
correct. There was another builder that started this property, and I have the paperwork right here. And it was started on December 6th, 2021, with the site walk from the conservation. So under that impression, we moved forward with purchasing it because we talked to the boards and see what we needed. And I was only told that the well had to be in for the building permit, which we did.
that was in 2021?
That was well, I filed for the building permit in April of 2023. The building inspector's saying within a couple-week period window that if the trees were cut in January, he would have gave me the permit.
All right, so, Mr. Chairman, my only issue here is that the applicant before us is not the person that was aggrieved. Like, you know, the prior owner was the person who was aggrieved with the whole,
The
parcel
permitting
being,
process.
you know, assessed as a buildable permit, right? But he missed the deadline, although the applicant's now saying that there was construction done within that 2-year period, which would have, well within the timeline, but do we have that? Like, do we have that document somewhere?
Yes, the building inspector has the document.
Yeah, so then why did he deny it? Because they hadn't
It's right
been
here.
issued?
Same thing that I sent him. I have it with me.
I think two things. We've got a new building inspector, for one thing.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Right. And also, I think COVID, we went through, is another thing.
I believe I spoke to the old building inspector originally in the beginning of the process, and he said as long as this took place, you'd be all set with the well. The permit was applied for in April, and I think that's why I got the email in June saying, I need to come here before you.
Because the way I see it, I mean, if there was no other, like, if we hadn't issued a special permit for this dimensional variation, the applicant would be coming to us, but he wouldn't be a person aggrieved because he hadn't been paying the taxes for the last 20-something years on it.
Right.
My only saving grace, I think, is that if the construction started within the 2-year period and then it lapsed, I mean, there could have been a, paperwork issue with the building department talking to the other departments, but you also have all the other Board of Health,
Yes, I went to the
Conservation Commission, all the
meetings.
other permits in
Done.
hand. Okay,
And extended.
okay.
Right. Okay,
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
thank you.
Just looking at the elevations here, so January 22, that would not have been you, right, at the conservation?
Yes,
That would have been you? Okay, all right. So all these revisions?
yes,
January, October, and then March, that was you? Okay.
from Haley Wood, I'm assuming that's the plan you should have.
Yes.
Yes, yep, okay.
Any other questions?
I just have a comment. As a matter of disclosure, my wife was the selling broker on the most recent sale. I just want to disclose it. I don't know whether, it's not really a conflict of interest, but I just wanted to mention that. I drove up there today, and I knew that one of the issues, because my wife was involved in this, was the location of the well, cutting trees. On this site plan, I don't know where the well is.
It's marked on there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in front of the house.
Okay. Okay.
And is your intent to build it and sell it?
Yes.
Not yet, they're still talking. Hey, while they're looking at what they have, they're looking at. So you're looking, like, right now, your frontage is 30 feet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. A driveway, I went down there, you've got crushed stone, you've obviously been working, it's obviously, there's been a lot of work done. What would the driveway be, about 12 feet?
The plan shows 12 feet.
Okay, so that leaves about 9 feet on either side to the abutters properties.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
But if you went down the property, you'll see the trees on the left and the right.
Right,
They're
yeah,
cut-
there's
actually,
some
the
very
neighbor's
large
tree on the
trees.
left.
Yeah, I saw the big oaks and
Trees.
pine trees. That's why I kind of asked it, but I wanted to make sure that there was some buffer to the neighbors.
Yeah, you're not even going to see the house from the road.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none. I will take a motion.
Public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. He already reminded me. Would there be any public comment?
No.
Seeing none. Anything
Anything
on
today?
Zoom?
Nobody on Zoom, I'm the only one there.
Okay. And now I will take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the special permit dimensional variation. It looks as if construction had started prior to the special permit expiring on, I think, 12/15/2022. So I'll make the motion that we approve the special permit dimensional variation.
So
you.
second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. I'll ask for a vote.
Aye.
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 And aye. With that, it is granted. I do have to read you some post instructions. The special permit is granted with the contingency that the petitioner complies with all licenses, regulations, statutes, ordinances of any and all applicable local, state, and federal boards or agencies with jurisdiction over the premises. The special permit is subject to periodic review by the permit granting authority or the enforcement officer to ensure compliance with any conditions. Non-compliance to such conditions may result in revocation of this permit. A copy of the board's decision will be filed with the town clerk within 14 days. Any party aggrieved by the board's decision may appeal to Superior Court 20 days after the decision is filed with the town clerk. After certification by the town clerk that 20 days have elapsed since the decision was filed, you should have it recorded in the Registry of Deeds. No special permit shall take effect until it has been recorded, and the special permit shall lapse within 2 years unless substantial use or construction has commenced. But that's already commenced, so.
Have a good night.
That,
Thank you.
good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, and we only had the one case tonight. I think Lisa has some cases
Oh, I
coming
do,
up.
yep.
I believe, is there 2 cases coming up?
Yes.
Okay, so there'll be 2 cases that should be in, do you know the date?
Yeah, July 12th. One's a ground mount solar. You have to have 20 acres, and they only have a little less than 5.
Okay,
The other one is someone wants to build a garage on Peninsula Drive that needs a special permit for dimensional variation. And they're gonna be represented by Greg Roy.
okay.
Thank you.
The
Very
solar
good.
company is gonna represent the applicant. That's his Dave. This is Pat. You can be Dave tonight, and I'll make sure I get one. I thought I was gonna get Dave, not Don.
Okay.
Is this all the 12th?
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
they're both
actually,
there.
I'm away for the 12th. Do you want to just keep that?
Okay,
There's Dave's.
okay.
so this one says Pat.
No.
And with that,
I'll write Dave on this one.
I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And with that, we will adjourn. Thank you.
Recording stopped.